Okay, so this video is going to be a pretty important one, right? Like, because having a pin is not that useful unless you know how to exploit it, right? So this one is going to tell you how to exploit a pin, okay? So to my mind, there are three real ways that you can exploit a pin, right? And I encourage you to write these down until you can memorize them, right? One is very obvious, right? For example, in the current position, the best way to exploit the pin, the only way, is really just to take the piece we're pinning, right? We take it, they take us back, and it results in a material gain for us because we know the queen's worth 9 points and the rook's only worth 5. So we gain a few points, and that's how we exploit that pin. Very simple, right? So number one is just to capture the piece, right? Simple. Okay. Another way to exploit a pin is this one. So in this position, very similar position, right? I've only changed the pieces around a little bit. We see the pin bishop, but it would actually be a stupid move to take on g6, right? Because the bishop is less valuable than the rook, so we'd be losing 2 points by taking that, right? So it's not very intelligent. So what we would do is the second way of exploiting a pin, which is to attack the pinned piece with a less valuable piece. So you might have noticed I also added a pawn to h4 in this position, right? So instead of taking it straight away, we attack it with a less valuable piece, usually a pawn, and now we get to, even if he defends, we get to take the bishop with our pawn, and even if he takes back, we gained 3 points and he got our pawn, which is just 1, so we still came out ahead in terms of the material exchange, right? So number two, as I said, to summarize, number two is to attack the piece with a less valuable piece, okay? Okay, so let's go to the last one. The last one, I'm not sure if this is sort of like covered already by the other types, but to my mind, I think this also is important too. Another way to exploit a pin, very similar position again, is to exploit the fact that the pin piece has lost its ability to defend. For example, this bishop here cannot move, therefore it can't defend the h7 square, right? So the other way is to mobilize an attack in the area where the pin piece is because it can't defend against the attack. So in this position, what do? We play queen to h7 check, and that's checkmate. The reason why, of course, is because the bishop has lost its ability to defend, so we exploit that, right? Clearly, this would only work with absolute pins, right? So those are the three ways to exploit a pin. Keep those ideas in mind when you're trying to exploit pins in Euro games, and you'll do very well. All right. Next video, I will be quickly going through several positions, pinning positions, and I want you to make a mental note or even call out whether it's a relative or an absolute pin and how we're exploiting it. Okay. So I'll catch you in that video.